Right now we are recording.
Okay, great. All right. Welcome, everybody. Today's Wednesday. Can you believe it? We're almost at the end of April. So here we are working on the second section. I believe last week we finished Step Back to Repulse the Monkey. So today is going to be Diagonal Flying Day. So you'll notice that I've got my X back on the floor here to help us. So let's go ahead and start practice. We'll start from cross hands and we'll go through all the Repulse the Monkeys, okay? So we'll start, I'll go the same direction as you. Okay, so we start here at cross hands. Make sure that arms are crossed at the forearms, that you're stretching from the elbows to the shoulder area, rounding the back, slightly concaving in the chest. Keep your head lifted and relax the lower back a little bit, okay? Then we go to Embrace the Tiger, Return to Mountain. So shifting, turning to the right, pivot on your heel, shift back, separate your arms, circle your arms and step. Then we go to brush knee and push. Roll back. 1, 2, 3, we turn. Press, turn back. Expand out. Separating the arms to shoulders width, shift back, roll over a ball in front of the chest, and push forward. All right, fist under elbow, shifting back, turn like you're going to do single whip. Shifting back, ward off to pushing to the side. Then stepping to the corner, ward off, grab, pulling down, make your fist, then make that small circle, changing the footwork, and punch. Repulse the monkey. 1, we go to 1, we go to 2, and 3. 3, we go 1, 2, 3. 3, we go 1, 2, and 3. So you should end up in an empty stance with your right heel, right hand in front of the right shoulder in a strike position. Hand palm is not flat, it's slightly turned a little bit, leading with the palm heel, and the left hand is here at the lower hip area. Okay, looking straight forward. Okay, how'd we do? Okay, all right, good. Let's try it again. Maybe I'll start over here. Okay, from cross hands. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. Circle your arms and step. Brush knee and push. Roll back. Press, turning back. From in, expand out. Make sure your right elbow is in line with your right knee. Separate your arms. Shift back, roll over a ball in front of the chest and push back to shoulder height. Fist under elbow, back and turn. Shift back. Ward off to push. Step. Ward off. Grab, stepping, pulling down, making the fist, changing the footwork, lift up and punch. Repulse the monkey. 1, 2, 3. 2, we go to 1, 2, and 3. 3, we go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that looks pretty good. How's everybody doing? Anybody have any questions on any of this? Oh, Veronica, look at your background. Oh my goodness. Yes, okay, we've got some beautiful, it looks like azaleas or something. Whatever, okay, beautiful background. Okay, all right, no questions. Okay, so let me go over the next movement. It's going to be a little kind of a meaty movement. It's called diagonal flying. Diagonal flying for me is on my top 10 list. Well, my top 10 list of what? My top 10 list of favorite Tai Chi movements. Okay. All right, so we have movements in the form that are challenging, and we have moves in the form that are challenging. So some of those moves that are challenging make it to my top 10 list. Okay, so diagonal flying is one of them. Okay, so what are we going to do? So I have my square here that my husband had to help me because I don't know how to make a square very well. Mine looks more rectangular, so he had to fix it to make it look like a square. Okay, so if I am on the diagonal here with my left foot, and my foot is just on the other side of that line, okay? If we're just gonna look at the footwork, I'm gonna rock back on my heel edge, okay? I'm gonna rock back on my heel edge, and when I do, I'm gonna bring my right foot in. I'm gonna bring my right foot in, okay? Now, where do I need to step? See this back line? See this whole line here, this diagonal line here? I need to step to my back corner, or actually it's going to be the front corner direction, okay? So how do we make sure that we get to that back or that front corner direction? All right, when you shift back, when you start to rock back, we're going to circle our arms. When you circle your arms and bring your right foot in, your shoulders and your hips are going to start to turn to the right. They're going to start to turn to the right. This is going to make this movement a little bit easier, okay? So we're going to circle the arms. We're going to bring the right foot in. We're going to start to turn, because what makes the arms turn is the shoulder, the upper body turning. So we're going to make this circle, and then we're going to step. Then I want you to open your foot to the corner direction and move your weight and pivot on your left heel to close it to the 12 o'clock direction. And the right foot now is at a 45-degree. Left foot is at the straight direction. If you bring your foot back and pivot on your left heel, your feet should be shoulders width apart. They'll be parallel to the corner, okay? Now, some of you, this may be a pretty big step. So how can we modify the footwork? We're going to modify the footwork by, when we bring the right foot in, I want you to step with the right ball of your foot. Then I want you to, keeping the weight on the left leg. Then I want you to transfer your weight over to the right and pivot on the left heel so that it points to the straight 12 o'clock direction. Then I want you to shift your weight to the left, look down, and if you have your blue lines, you'll see the 45-degree direction. Then step to that corner direction and move weight forward. So in modifying this footwork, there's no way that you can get this wrong, the footwork incorrect, okay? So if we try it again with the modified footwork, as I rock back from my heel to my heel edge, I'm going to pick up my right foot and step using the ball of my right foot. My weight still is on the left. Now I'm going to transfer weight to the right and pivot on my left heel to point straight. Then I'm going to shift my weight to the left, and I'm going to step out towards the corner and shift my weight forward, and now I should be in a good bow stance. Okay, you can check your footwork. Okay, so let's try this one more time. Okay, rock back, go to your middle, shift to the right, pivot, shift to the left, step with the right to the corner, and move weight forward. Okay, now for those of you that don't want to do the modified footwork, we still shift our weight back. When we shift our weight back, start turning to the right. Start turning to the right and step with your right heel. Open up your quad so that turns your foot, and shift your weight over and close your left foot. Now, if you check your footwork, you should still be in a good bow stance. Not still should be. You should be in a good bow stance, okay? So let's try that one again using the regular footwork method, okay? Rocking back, bring the right foot in, turning, 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 step. Open your foot. This means your quad is now open. Now move weight to the right, pivot on the left heel so that it's at the straight direction. Bring your front foot straight back, pivot on the left foot in line with the front foot, the right foot. They should be parallel. You should be in a good bow stance. How's everybody doing? Yes? Anybody have any questions on this footwork?
So I'm trying both methods, and I typically have pain in my left knee when I'm trying to do this move. It's,
Okay.
you know, twisting it a little too much and not quite lined up. And I mean, I haven't yet managed to do it without my knee hurting,
Okay.
you know, all
Right.
along. So what do you recommend?
All right. So this is what I recommend because, Marion, it's really important that we keep correct body alignment.
Right.
When we having when our body parts start giving us back via pain or discomfort, then that tells me that something's not right. Okay. All right. So here we are in the empty stance. All right. As I shift my weight back, my knee is still in line with my foot. I'm going to come to the middle. My knee is still in line with my foot. When I shift my weight back and I turn, now my hips are turning my foot, my leg. So everything should still be lined up. When I move my weight to the left and step out with the right, now my knee should be in line with my foot. And then I'll move my weight forward, and now my right knee is in line with my right foot. So what I want you to try to avoid is, well, let me ask you this. Where do you feel your knees start to give you some feedback?
It's when I am turning, and right before I put my right leg down and before I turn my left foot. So it's
Okay.
the whole time I've turned, essentially, without turning my foot.
Okay.
My left.
All right. So I want us to try this together. Okay. So here you are in your empty stance using your right heel. We're going to try this modified method. Okay. Rock back on your heel edge. Bring your right foot behind your left foot. Shift your weight to the right. So now we're sitting in the back. Turn your left foot so that it now points straight. Shift your weight to the left and sit. Step to the corner. Move weight forward. How's that?
It feels fine. It doesn't hurt at all doing it that way.
Okay, all right. So with the modified weight, then everything's kind of moving in unison with itself. The same thing should happen when we're doing the traditional method, okay? It's just a little trickier, okay? So from here, when we circle our arms and bring the foot in, now we're gonna start to turn. When you turn, you need to kind of sit a little bit into the left leg, sit a little bit in the left leg as you put your heel on the floor. My knee should still be in line with my foot. I'm going to open my quad. That means the right side is opening. The left side still is the same. As I shift my weight over and I close my foot, now everything's still going in the same direction and it's moving within itself. This is a really big movement with the hip joints, okay? So
I've been doing those exercises, the butterflies, to widen my, you know, stretch out my tendons or muscles or whatever a little bit. So maybe as I continue doing that, it will give me some relief from it too.
yes, and remember, you know, we have the essentials there to help us make sure that everything's going correctly at a given moment in time. So what we have to really adhere to here is making sure that the upper body and the lower body are coordinating together. All right, so everything's going together. Okay, so with that said, here we are at Repulse the Monkey like this. Okay, so we have the right arm forward, left arm at the lower hip. Okay, now we have to close the arms. But in order to close the arms, we have to open the arms. Okay, we have to open the arms a little bit more. So when you open your arms, what makes your arms open is that your body is now turning to the right. I'm sorry, I keep changing. Turning the body to the right and closing the arms. Then when the arms are closed, then the right arm is going to come up and the left arm is going to go down. Okay. kind of like throwing a frisbee. So we have to make sure that the lower body and upper body are coordinated together so that when you step, it's when your arms close. So for instance, if I'm doing this movement and I circle my arms, when my arms close, I step. Then I can open a little bit, and then from here, I can move, I can go. But we have to make sure that the arms and the feet, the upper body and the lower body are working together, okay? So how does that work? Let's do the arms again. So from here, the right arm goes to the right, and the left arm is going to circle up. So now the right palm is up, and the left palm is kind of facing outward. Then from here, the right arm's just going to come up, and the left arm is going to come down. And we're going to end with the left hand in front of the left hip. So try not to, when you throw your frisbee, to do this with your arms. So one's coming up and one's pressing down. So it'll end up in front of the hip, not in back, okay? So again, from here, we circle, close, open, and the left palm passes the right middle forearm. So we end up with our right palm up, left palm down, okay? So how do we coordinate all these together? So when we're in this position, we're going to circle the arms. As we shift our weight back, first I want you to shift your weight back, and then the right arm starts to go towards the right. How does it do that? With your body turning. With the body turning slightly to the right, circle your arms and step. Open your quad. Then turn and swing up your right arm and close your left foot so that they're going together at the same time. Okay? Now, let's talk about the modified method with the footwork. Okay, so we're like this. When you close your arms, we're going to step, turn, step, then move weight forward and open your arms. Okay, this actually is a pretty nice movement. Okay, so from here, circle your arms as you shift back and step in, arms closed. Shift weight back, pivot, step. Then right arm swings up, left arm goes down. And make sure when you end up in your bow stance, I'll go this direction. When you end up in your bow stance, try not to do this. See how I'm past my foot, my toes? Make sure you still are behind, your knee is still behind all of your toes. Okay? When you do this, I want you to think here, you know, we get in touch with somebody, we have their wrist here, then, you know, we're actually, this is actually what's considered a split movement, a split energy movement. A split energy movement means our intention is to break something. So when we do this diagonal flying or throwing the frisbee, actually what we're trying to do is we're trying to break a rib cage, you know, rib. So, you know, we're swinging the arm up, we're controlling the arm as we swing up to get to the ribs, rib cage area. Well, that sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it? That we want to break somebody's rib. Okay, all right. So if we try this again, we'll go back to the traditional method. So here we are like this. Okay, make sure that when you start to shift back, then we start to turn the body towards the right as we circle the arms. Arms closed, step. Open your footwork. Then swing and close your left foot. So now you should wind up in a good bow stance. Yes? Okay, oh, do you have a question? Linnea, you have a question? No, she's just practicing. Okay, for some people, when you first start to do this movement, you will feel kind of off balance. And majority of the time when you're feeling off balance is because your shoulders are not turned enough. So what do I mean by that? if you notice here, my shoulders are towards this left corner. When I circle and I step, now my shoulders are to the front left corner. Then my shoulders are going to go towards the front right corner. So when your arms close, if you're in this position, see how my shoulders are still square? This is not going to feel very good. So you have to make sure, well, I want you to make sure that when your arms close, now our shoulders are at the corner. Then when you turn, now your shoulders are at the other corner. You guys understand what I'm saying? This is really important. Okay, and the other thing is, I don't want you to move I don't want you to swing up your right arm until after you have your right heel on the floor. Okay, so what I don't want you to do is make this turn and start to come up, and then now your foot's on the floor. We need to make sure that we are rooted. So what does rooted mean? That one of our feet is touching the floor. Well, that the moving foot is now touching the floor. And so that gives us the rooting that we need. So when we circle our arms, body's now at the left corner. When I circle my arms, I'm turning, turning, turning. Arms close, I step. Now I'm at the front left corner. Open my quad, then turn. Now I'm at the front right corner. Yes, no? Okay, all right, so let's try this using the modified method. Here we are here. We still have to make sure that we turn our body to the right as we circle. Come to the middle. Close your arms, turn, step, then swing. How's this? Isn't this fabulous?
Okay, when you turn, before you step out in the modified method, do you then lean back on the left foot before you step? Or do you
Yes.
just hold position and step?
Yes, no, I do. From here, I shift from the right to the left. Now I shift to the right so I can turn the left. Then now I got to sit on my left foot, my left leg. So I'm putting more weight on the left side so I can pick up the right and step. Otherwise, you're going to be double weighted.
Okay.
Yeah, you won't lift up your foot very easily. You'll have to shift back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anybody else have any questions?
I can't see what your left arm is doing.
Well, it's because it's kind of almost like a secret. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm like this and I shift my weight back, I'm going to circle my arms. So my right arm goes to the right, my left arm circles up to the left, and my arms then will close. Then my arms will open. Okay, so Michael suggests I go this direction. Okay, so from here, I'm going to shift back. I'm going to start to circle my arms and turn my body. Arms close, step. Open my foot. Then circle up my right arm and press down with the right.
I can see that a lot better.
Okay, good. Anybody else have any questions? See, this is so easy. Lanier, you asking a question or are you going to practice? Okay. Okay, can we flip a little bit? When you go like this, you know, she's going to go practice, but it looks like she wants to ask a question. How's everybody doing on this movement? Yes?
Easy.
Yes? Okay, score. Oh, this is pretty simple, right? It's not so bad, right? Could be worse. Okay, so let's try this from fist under elbow. Over like this. Okay, then from here, we're going to go to Repulse the Monkey. All right, so we go to Repulse the Monkey 1, swing, step. 2, 3. 2, swing, step, 2, 3. 3, we go to 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm gonna move up a little bit, just make sure I have enough room. Okay, diagonal flying, circle, turning, stepping, open, swing, close the left foot. How we do? Yes? Miranda's giving me 2 thumbs up. Okay, all right, right on, Sharon. Okay, let's try again. From Repulse the Monkey, or like this. Okay, step back and repulse the monkey. 1. So here's 1, 2, 3. 2. We go to 1, 2, 3. 3. We go to 1, 2, 3. Okay, from here, diagonal flying. I'm going to do the modified method. Circling, step, close, turn, step, swing. How's that?
Question, Nancy. When you go into your last swing, and you said you shouldn't be full forward on the front knee, pointing like an arrow, but on the more like a horse modified. What do you call it?
Rambo stance.
Bro. Okay, so should you tuck your left hip in so your torso is standing up?
No.
No, not this time. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, only a few movements that we are straight up and down. Opening and closing, and ward off left, single whip, and fat through the back. All the other movements, we are leaning.
Okay. Thank you.
We are slightly leaning. So I don't want you to end up like this.
Okay.
I want you like this. So we need to kind of fold in a little bit here, and lean slightly forward. So how do you know that you have the right lean? Is that you'll have one line from your leg, middle of your leg up to your torso. You'll have one line. So it would not look like this. Because the line goes and then it shoots up, right? So I need to make sure that it's one line from my leg all the way up to my torso.
And then not over leaning on the front knee would simply be how far you go over your shoe.
Well,
Toes, or not go past your toes or something.
right. We have to make sure
Okay.
we stay in a state of balance and that we're not overextending ourselves either way. And so to end up, we need to make sure we're in a good bow stance, and that we can't, when we look down, we are seeing all of our toes.
Okay.
So to this method and to swing like this, now I'm way overextended. So I've got too much weight on the right leg, the front leg. So now my front leg and my back leg are not supporting each other. So if I back up a little bit, then I'm going to notice both of my feet are firm on the floor. We need to make sure that both of our feet, when we're in a bow stance, are firm on the floor. When we're in an empty stance, the back foot is firm on the floor, okay? So when we pronate in or out, then that says that we're getting out of alignment.
Okay.
Okay.
And essentially, in order for that the left leg or the back leg to be straight in line with your torso, you actually need to be stepping out a little on the far side in that reaching move.
You need to be stepping out in a good bow stance.
Yeah.
So the end result is that you're in a good bow stance.
Okay.
So how can you personally guarantee you're in a good bow stance? Modify your footwork. When you modify your footwork, here, there's no reason why you cannot be in a good bow stance because you've modified your footwork.
Right.
But for those of us that want to take the challenge a little bit more and we want to go to the standard footwork method, we still have to make sure that when we end up in a good bow stance.
Okay.
That's the bottom line, is that your end posture position, your footwork is going to be a right bow stance to the front right corner. Your right arm is going to be up about head height, eye height, maybe, and we're looking in that direction. and the left palm, if you just let it hang and lift your palm and bend your elbow a little bit, this is its natural resting position. And so it should be here in front of your hip. This uses a little bit more energy when we pull it back. But people have a tendency, because we're used to going opposite directions. So we want to open up a little bit more. So just remember that the left hand is pressing down, is pushing down slightly, okay, as the right arm swings up, so that we can control the arm, so that we can have a good breakage of the ribs.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But yeah, the bottom line, Marion, is you must end up in a good bow stance, okay? Or we work towards getting into a good bow stance. You know, for some of us, it could be, you know, 6 months, a year, or the rest of our life, you know, trying to get into a good bow stance. You know, our footwork, if you remember, is the foundation for everything. And so if your feet are not correct, it's going to be hard for them to support your upper body correctly. And, you know, then we have, you know, making sure that we have correct posture, correct body alignment, all those kind of things. So, but our feet play a really important role, even in our daily life. You know, we wake up and what is the first thing that touches the floor is our feet, and our feet takes us to whatever place that we go next. So we need to make sure that we stack correctly, and that we're not hurting any of our joints or tendons or ligaments and tissues and things like that. So correct body alignment, correct body posture, making sure we end up in a good footwork is important. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, Linnea.
Okay, I noticed that when you do the without modification, that you take at the very last, your right foot does shift a little bit closer to the corner. So that's permissible then.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'll tell you what, I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 people at the most do this footwork, and when they step, their foot lines up to the corner. Mine cannot do that. I'll tell you, one of the people that footwork does that is Master Yang. Okay, his footwork, when he steps out, his foot points to the corner. My claw is not that open yet. Okay, and I've been doing this since 1996. You know, we're all a work in progress. So that's why, you know, for some of us that have injuries to our lower extremities or even to our lower back, doing this modified version will make sure that, you know, you get to where you're going without hurting anything. The standard traditional method, you know, there's a lot more involved. So yes, you can open up more once your foot steps. Then I open up my right foot a little bit. I'm able to open up my quad a little bit more, and then I move my weight forward.
Okay, thanks.
So if I do it, then you have permission to do it as well.
Thanks.
Okay. Someone else had a question?
Me, I had one, Bronwyn.
Okay, hi Bronwyn.
Hi. So I'm hypermobile, which presents its own problem because I can do things wrong real easy, but I can't actually move all the way over. So am I supposed to, like in one step, go all the way over like that? I can do it.
Okay.
So is that the intent?
Well, you know what, Bronwyn? Out of all the people here on Zoom, you're the only one that has that problem, okay?
Probably not.
No, it's really not a problem. All right, so what is it that I saw you do that I don't want you to do? This is what some people have a tendency to do. I want you to watch this right leg.
Right.
When
I wasn't being careful.
Okay, when I turn, I don't want you to do this.
Oh, okay.
Swing this leg over, okay?
Right.
I need you to come back to the middle. Come back to the middle, even if you step or if you don't step. I
Right.
need your foot to come towards the middle. Then extend out. There you go. Then open and close. This is much better.
Right.
This is
Okay.
much better. So often people first learn how to do this movement, they'll do it like this. Okay? And
Right.
this is too stiff, and you're going to eventually hurt yourself, okay?
Right.
So I want you to think of bring your foot in, because you know Tai Chi is all about yin and yang. From in we can go out, and from diagonal we can go straight. So what is out got to come in.
Okay.
Okay, how does that feel?
That made a lot of sense.
Yeah. So when I can see what you're doing, then it helps. Then make sure that you know what I'm going to tell you in response to your question. That it'll help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have hypermobile hips, and I should be wearing my brace, and I'm not. So.
Okay. The other thing I want to caution you about, maybe you specifically, Bronwyn, is I don't want you to do this.
Right. Okay. So stay
Okay.
upright.
Keep upright. Yeah.
Okay.
Upright, and try not to fold over too far forward to do this movement.
Okay. All right. I got it. I am swinging that leg out. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I'm not so awesome.
No swinging. Okay. Else have any questions? All right, let's try it from the beginning, cross hands, and we'll go all the way up to diagonal flying, okay? So here we are, cross hands. Okay. Then we go to embrace the tiger, return to the mountain, and we step. Go to brush knee and push. Roll back. 1, 2, and 3. Press. Make sure you bring your right arm in towards your body so that from in it can go out. Separate your arms shoulders width, shift back, roll over a ball in front of the chest, and push back up to shoulder height. Fist under elbow, back and turn. Pulling with the left arm, back, ward off to push, step, ward off, grab, pull down, make a fist, circle up and step for your empty stance using your left heel. Repulse the monkey. We swing step, 2, 3, 2. Swing step, this is 1, 2, and 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. Diagonal flying, circling, turning, 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 step, open, swing up that left arm, right arm presses down. Your looking direction is in the direction of your hand. Don't look at your hand, look beyond your hand, okay? Are you straight up and down, or are you leaning forward just a little bit? Make sure we have the right angle, okay? How's that? Yes? Yes? Yes. Oh, I got a lot of thumbs up. That's a good sign. Okay. Anybody have any questions before we close? Hi, Maria. How are you?
Hi.
Okay. All right. So your job this week is that P word, a P word that starts with a P, ends with an E. That word is practice. And I was at my Shoreline College class one time. And before I excused the class, I said, okay, remember the P word that ends with the E. And they said, please. And I said, okay, please practice. Okay. So do what you can. Make sure that you do a little bit every day. This kind of helps our immune system and our stress, and gets the oxygen. So do a little bit every day, and I will see you next week, or some of you I will see on Friday. Okay? Take care.
All right.
Thank
you.
Nancy.
Nancy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Nancy.
Bye, everybody.